here's all of this amassing of interesting, delicious, beautiful, intelligent, wanted things. Everything from possessions to ideas to understandings to beingness. In other words, it's all there. This expansive collection of your ideas is divine and magnificent. And here you are, letting it in or not, doing a little bit of all of it, but not able to define it because it's been going on for so long and it is so much, and it's been added to by others who know it too. So your vortex is huge in relationship to where you stand. Let's just stay there for just a bit. Now, we've been talking to you through endless processes for a long time, but today we're talking about this vibrational grid that is emotionally based, and that if you're selfish enough to care about how you feel, and you're willing to practice good feeling thoughts enough that you got a pretty good habit of it going, then you can click in with the core of who you are. And once you've done that, this huge compilation of all things wanted by you will make their way into your experience in perfect timing, not an avalanche that would just overwhelm you, but in perfect timing. Every idea in the world not coming to you all at once, just the one that matters right now with this gadget that you're fussing with right now. Every piece of information not coming, every joke you've ever heard not coming to you right now, just the one that applies to this situation that will be most received and appreciated by those who are around you. In other words, bit by bit, the manifestations filling into this grid because they've been collected, but they're coming to you in this pointed now. We've attempted to say that in so many different ways. We said the creative process is 3 steps. Step 1 is you ask, and contrast helps you do that. Step 2 is source answers. That's that vortex gathering. And step 3 is you must find a way of allowing it so that it can manifest in your experience. We're just today wanting you to understand that you can't conceive of all that you've been, and you can't conceive of all that you will be. You can't even, from your physical human perspective, conceive of all that you are. But you can very well be focused in this powerful now, in an attitude of love and appreciation of self and others. And you can achieve a vibrational alignment that will allow, in the precise timing and movement, everything that is necessary and allowable by you in this moment in time to happen, which will make for a really good moment now, and a really good moment now, and a really good moment now, and a really good moment now, sustainable, a really good moment now, and a really good moment now, and a really good moment now. So as long as you feel trapped and sort of like you want to run away, then that's the vibrational frequency that you're offering. And it doesn't matter what you say and what you do. That's the grid that is then going to begin to fill, or already is filling in. So the thing that we really want to convey to you, and it's more difficult for you to hear it when you've got this really pressing situation that is surrounding you. But if you can hear it, then you're going to discover a really wonderful resolution relatively easily. And that is, the thing that you want to do is bring yourself into alignment in a disassociated way, even with the catalyst that's making you reach for it. That's such an interesting thing, because the catalyst that is making you want the alignment is also the catalyst that seems to be keeping you from it. And if you can show yourself that you can discover alignment, then you don't feel like you need to run away. In other words, what's happening to you is you're observing unwanted things, and it makes you want to move away from those unwanted things. And we're not saying that you shouldn't move away from unwanted things, but we are suggesting in a very powerful way, when you align with who you really are, do some grid work where you are writing the statements every day, the emotional statements of what you're reaching for. Get into that general place of knowing who you really are and what you're reaching for. It is our promise to you that the grid will fill in with ideas, circumstances, and events that will help you to accomplish whatever it is that is the path of least resistance for you. But if you try to fill your own grid in other words, so many people would understand if you wanted to say, hey, it's been good, but it's not good now, and so I'm going to go someplace where where it feels better. And there's nothing wrong with seeking an arena that feels better to you. We encourage it from every standpoint. We just don't encourage you to try to move to it by filling the grid in until you've done the vibrational work. Because when you do the vibrational work, then you're not torn in your decision. Then you're not waffling all over the place. Then you're not tortured with the decision, should I or shouldn't I? When you do the grid work and you find alignment with who you really are, and you line up with the fullness of who you are, and you allow that power to flow up from the core of that which you are, the ideas that flow to you will be ideas of confidence and clarity, and you will never look back. You won't second guess your decision. You won't wonder if you did wrong. You won't wonder if you did right. You'll know that this was the path of least resistance, that this was the path that was leading you to all that you have been wanting. You've put all kinds of things into your vortex, you see. And the path of least resistance is whatever vibrational stance you can accomplish that gets you in the most satisfying, most comfortable, most timely manner to those things that you are asking for. And so many of you have somehow convinced yourself that you are supposed to live your life in sort of deprivation of what matters to you and in service of what matters to someone else. And then you get all resentful and all bound up in it and all feeling not free. And so you stay because it's the right action. You feel your grid in from the wrong vibrational stance. You don't have a very good time. The people around you aren't having a very good time. And then you croak, finally, into pure positive energy. We know you heard that. It's going to take a little doing to practice it, but we promise you it will be fun if you will allow it to be. And most of all, we would encourage you not to spend any time trying to justify the decision that you've made. But more important, don't make a decision until you're so lined up that clarity is yours. And when clarity is yours, then the decision will feel right because it is right. If we can convince you that how you feel matters more than all other things put together, if we can call your attention to the vibration of your core that Esther sort of found naturally, but many people do not, as you find this alignment with that core energy, in that alignment with your core energy, all things that you've been asking for will flow. And that's a nice thing, to get what you want. But even more, even nicer than getting that you want and that you want and that you want, is having all that you are present in this moment, listening to this conversation and taking it all in. More wonderful than all of the things that you could gather is an awareness of your present moment, an awareness from broader perspective. More than all other things put together, our desire for you is that you are able to stand in your now and witness it through the eyes of Source. That when someone walks into your space, that you can know who they really are. Not who they've manifested themselves to be, because they might have some personal catching up to do. But who they are in terms of their vortex. Who they are in terms of what they've lived and what they've asked for. So that you can witness the wholeness of who they are, even before they know it. And that's what true upliftment is. This is a room full of teachers, a room full of uplifters, and that is your gift to the world. When you are able to see someone in their wholeness, even before they know it and are able to display it. When you are able to find the harmony of that which they really are, even before they even understand it, and hold so true to the vibrational frequency of your source and theirs, that they must conform to the alignment of who they are if they are to be seen or witnessed by you. In other words, they must conform because that's who they are as far as you know. And if they don't, they bounce out of your experience. They move somewhere where you are not. They become invisible to you. They live on those islands that have nothing to do with you. When Jerry first met us, he said, Abraham, I've got the perfect plan for incarceration of those ne'er-do-wells. We should have islands, islands of rapists, islands of murderers, islands of thieves, islands of those, and then they can just join one another on the island and do that thing they do to each other. And we said, those islands exist. They are vibrational islands. You just have to decide what vibrational frequency is yours, you see. And the emotions within you are your key. If we can convince you that you are source energy in a physical body, and that you have infinite intelligence at your fingertips. And all things that are of interest to you can be attracted to you, by you, immediately. You just have to get that cluttered vibration out of the way, which is the only thing that has been keeping you off your signal enough that you haven't been tuning into it. Once you get hold of these thoughts, and we think we have laid out a pretty good process for you to understand it. Do you get it that you're vibrational? Do you? You sort of kind of do, don't you? And do you understand that you focus through thought? You do know that, don't you? And do you understand that law of attraction is bringing things to you that match the vibration that you're offering? And doesn't it make sense that by knowing what you don't want, you're able to discern what you do want, that there's a defining? And can you believe us when we say, this is the part that it sort of goes south for some of you. It's the part that we want to emphasize so that you can really, really get it. The source within you trusts so well that your exposure to life has caused you to know what you want, that the source within you lines up with that and radiates that signal. So if you know those things, if you know that that signal is being beamed and that your emotion is your clue to it, and then here's the last piece and the only piece that matters, you care about how you feel, then you're able to guide yourself into alignment with your grid. You are. You're able to do it, and you're able to do it often, and you're able to do it easily, and you're able to sustain it. You're able to do it frequently, and you're not freaking out if you're not able to sustain it because you remember how you did it before. You went general. You got off the specifics that were bothering you until you tuned in to the frequency of who you are. And when you tuned into it, in the moment that you clicked into place, manifestation of feeling better ensued. Relief started sweeping over you, and then you began to feel the power of your beingness. And this is our message to you. This is what we want you to know. We want you to be present in your now, all of you present in your now. And we want you to know that you're not holding us away. We're there. We're always right there with you. We're right there with you. Just a vibrational frequency away in most cases. We're right there. And then we want to say to you, practice on easy stuff. Practice on easy stuff. Get feeling good on stuff that's easy. Don't bring the thing that's been bothering you the most to this forum and say, help me out with that. Because it's like saying, I've practiced this, and I'm in the biggest old wadded up knot that you can even imagine. Could you please answer this question and I'll listen through my knotted up beingness? And we say, you're not going to hear us if you're all knotted up. You got to let go of that. You got to let go of the things that matter most that you're all frustrated about and focus upon the things that are working best. And as you focus upon the things that are working best, you'll line up with your grid, and then more things will fill in, and more things will fill in, and more things will fill in. The only thing that will change the experience for someone is changing their vibration. And if you don't know consciously how to change your vibration, if you don't have a starting point, if you don't have a central point, if you've not been made aware of what your emotions mean, if you don't understand about the grid, if you don't know who you really are, if you don't know how you really feel, if you don't know what negative emotion even means, if you don't have the ability that when you have negative emotion to move yourself from it, if you haven't figured out how to move the energy of your being, then you're getting beat up pretty good by the contrast of your time and place. And we understand why someone would say, hey, this cannot go on much longer. But it will. It is our promise to you. The stance that we are wanting to help you to discover and practice, the concept that we want you to acknowledge and understand until it is your knowing, is that you have a point of attraction that you have control over. And that you control your point of attraction by caring about how you feel and by focusing yourself into alignment with what feels best. Sometimes you want to take action that seems to line things up in a faster way. And of course, action is often inspired. But we want to help you to understand that if you will focus upon your basis of attraction by paying attention to the way you are feeling, that you will understand this concept of deliberate creation. And you will then be that deliberate creative genius who you intended to be as you came forth into this physical body and this magnificently balanced time-space reality. You said, I'll go forth and I'll sift and sort and I'll come to my own conclusions. And when I come to a decision about what I think would be better, I will give that my undivided attention. I will no longer justify why I want that by pointing out how bad that is. And as I practice the thought of what I want, it will become such a vibrational habit for me. That's all a belief is. A belief is just a vibrational habit. It's a thought you keep thinking. It will become such a vibrational habit for me that as I emanate that vibrational signal, law of attraction will bring things to me that match that. And of course, that makes sense, doesn't it? You sort of get it. You've been mixing it up. You get that what you think about comes to you. It shows up fast enough that it's not a big mystery anymore. You don't call yourself lucky or cursed anymore. You say, When something wonderful would happen to Esther, she would say, I did that. And when something not so wonderful would happen, she would say, I did that too. Don't tell anyone. But once you get the hang of this, once you begin to make